Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Words of Life. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day and tuning in. I just wanted to thank you, as always, for having the desire to open up God's Word and seeking to understand Him more. And I pray that we are doing what is pleasing in His sight and seeking to know His will. What I want us to focus in on just for a few moments is the words that we speak. Unfortunately, it has become too easy. Weapons, and it is unfortunate that we have so many ways to damage other people. It used to not be as um, you used to have just to either call on the phone or write somebody a nasty note, or you have to do it face to face. But now we have so many different avenues where we can just hide behind or seek to hide behind our words. And it's unfortunate that so many people use terrible means of damaging language that is sometimes irreparable for certain individuals. Passages that just are also just how we should view our words and take into consideration of we should definitely think before we speak. In Matthew chapter 12, Jesus reveals how important it is with our words and the language that we speak. Beginning in verse 33 in Matthew chapter 12, which reads, "Either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and its fruit bad, for the tree is known by its fruit. You brood of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak what is good? For the mouth speaks out of that which fills the heart. The good man brings out of his good treasure what is good, and the evil man brings out of his evil treasure what is evil. But I tell you that every careless word that people speak, they shall give an accounting for it in the day of judgment. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." Just thinking about the severity, this sort of picking up on one of our last episode, if not the last episode, about bearing fruit. And it includes as far as our actions, which is very much our words. Again, another passage that is important comes from the Apostle Paul, and in Ephesians chapter 4, in verse 29, the Apostle just lays it out as far as the importance of what should come out of our mouth, echoing in verse 29 of Ephesians 4, "Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as it is good for edification," or lifting up another individual, according to the need of a moment, so that it will give grace to those that hear. How powerful it is what our words indicate. James talks about in chapter 3 of his book, James chapter 3. You can look at that whole chapter, and really in verse 6, it lays it completely out. "And the tongue is a fire, the very world of iniquity." And it goes on, and it talks about, I mean, who can really tame the tongue? By ourselves, we're just not able to refrain from speaking evil or harsh words, and seek and speak words that are going to lift up another individual. Speak with love. And of course, that is by trusting in God and relying on Him. So when we speak, let us remember what's coming out of our mouth, or take a moment to reflect on, okay, what I'm getting ready to say, is it going to be beneficial, or is it going to be the detriment to not only myself but someone else? Think before you make that post. Think before you send that text, because it's so easy just to fly off the handle and doing these various forms that we have the ability to just do it in just the fleet of a moment, and we can't take those things back. And so I hope and pray that these are things that we can reflect on, and that we can pause before we do more harm than good. So let us reflect on how we should speak. Let us prayerfully maintain purity of speech, and we can learn and grow, because that's something we can always do. And we can do that by asking God to help us, ask our brethren to help us, be humble enough to make sure that we can address what we need to address. Hopefully, we can uh, work on these things, because it is so very important. So I hope that thinking about these things, thinking about our words, is helpful and a good reminder. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day. May God bless you, and take care till next time.